This month will be very important for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, in so many different ways. And I will have to say that I'm really excited for you, to be quite honest. I'm happy for you because this is going to be an integral part of your life, an integral part of your stage, an integral part of your spiritual journey you are about to enter in February. I'm so happy because by the end of February there is a lot of confusion that it's actually going to be clear. This particular confusion that it's going to be clear, it's also going to help you to kind of make sense of the situations that you couldn't make sense, but in particular with things when it comes to the actual unfoldment of certain events that have been most certainly surprising you over the last couple of years. The things didn't work out the way you wanted them to work out. There's certain things when it comes to your emotions, and this is what, this is what affected you. It affected your balance, it affected your relationships, it affected your life in general, it affected your way of thinking. This is nothing wrong with this. It's nothing horrible or negative or anything like that. But it's just sometimes the life just kind of wants to make sure that we understand that things are not going to be exactly the way we plan, exactly the way we imagine. But in particular, when it comes to things that we are kind of looking forward to, and when it comes to things that don't turn out in exactly the same way, the way we would want them to turn out, in particular when it comes to our lives, our relationships, our private relationships, and things like that, this is all meant to be the way it is. It's meant to be part of our spirituality. It's meant to be happening the way it's meant to be happening and unfolding. And in particular, when things happen when we don't expect them, in particular, they just take a sudden turn, and then we are just left kind of in an unknown stage or an unknown area in our lives, and we just have to basically kind of like work a little bit more, work a little bit longer. It is very difficult to get a certain frustration out of us sometimes, indeed. But this is just all part of this particular energy, which has got a certain influence on our own balance. And that in itself is just going to kind of help you to kind of think differently. But that in itself is just such an important moment in time, because if you don't go through this, if you don't go through negativity, if you don't kind of grow in life, you're not going to let yourself, and you're not going to allow yourself to spiritually grow, and therefore you don't allow to your spirit to evolve on a certain level. And this is a very complex issue, and it's pretty much so to do with our karma, it's to do with our spirituality, it's to do with what we have been doing lately, it's to do with what we have been thinking about, what we have been focusing on. My point is that this is a very, very, very significant stage that you're entering, my gorgeous Taurinis. My gorgeous Taurinis, I love you so much. You are beautiful people. I said this many times, and it's very important to say, when I say beautiful people, it is just that you are very much so very emotional. You show emotions in your own way, but you do think a lot about other people. You do put other people first quite often, and when people come to you, when people tell you something, you're able to feel their feelings, you're able to feel their emotions, you're able to feel their problems, almost immediately. You have this very strong and particular and quite sharp connection with the people. You Tauruses, my gorgeous Taurinis, the very beautiful thing also about you is, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this, but a very beautiful thing about you is also that you make everybody feel special. To whoever you talk to, you make that person feel special in a certain way, and this is really beautiful. And it's also very important for me to say that you don't really realize how beautiful people you are, and this is the fact that makes you even more beautiful, my gorgeous Taurinis. Yeah, I'm saying this because this February will be very important month, when it comes to a reward. You can expect a significant reward which you are going to have this month, and I'm so happy for you because this is just something that you truly deserve. This is just something that you truly need. This is also going to be so important for you because it's just going to shake you up in such a wonderful way. And when I say that it's going to shake you up, I'm saying that the actual 17th of February, the 17th, 1-7, it's an important stage that you're about to enter. The stage that you're about to enter on the 17th of February, my gorgeous Taurinis, it's called Cartus stage. Cartus stage. C-A-R-T-U-S stage. It's an important stage of a very high importance, of a very high relevance, okay? Letter J, J, you will find rather significant at the same time, but most importantly, this stage is very important when it comes to your spiritual journey, but it's to do with things that you have done lately. You know, it's partially to do with things that have been bothering you and the things that have been bringing you down, and it's partially to do with the things that you have done really well, your beauty, the really beautiful energy you have been spreading, you know, over the last like 24 months. This is just the creation, and it's the pure and beautiful and quite sharp outcome of these things that you have been doing. You know how basically you have been doing the right things, you have been acting in the right way, and all the goodness that you have been doing, and all the things that you have done, and all the things that you have been paying attention to, and all the things that you have been directing your energy towards, no matter how confusing time was in the last 24 months, you know, it is just, and no matter how uncomfortable you must have felt maybe when it comes to the certain directions, when it comes to the certain like achievement, you know, the things are very slow, and along the line few things happen. And also this is very important, that in the last 24 months, few things happened that actually surprised you. It is not only about emotions, it is not only about relationships, but it's about the finances, financial situations, and things that you kind of thought that they're going to stay on the certain road. There were a little bit of turning. There were a little bit of like kind of crossroads when you didn't expect them. And this is where the situation became slightly complex, when you realize that the things are not going to turn out to be exactly the way you wanted them, and that in itself just creates a certain uncertainty, which is just cloud things around you, and it just prevents you from kind of be as optimistic, because you can't get hold of the certain parts of your future, of your immediate future I'm talking about. And when that happens, it's almost impossible to be like really happy and really excited and really like keen and eager to do things, you know, all the time, to be excited about yourself. So you did find yourself like a floating a little bit in between the earth and in between the sky, you know, but this is really good, because at the same time while you were floating like that, you at the same time you were rejuvenating yourself. So this is the Cartus stage that you're entering because of your own pure goodness, and because of the good things that you have been doing, because of the good reactions. You know, it's a very highly karmically, very intelligent, very smart, and very powerful, and very sharp time. Very beautiful. So you can expect this as your own reward. Your own reward karmically. You know what they say, someone is always looking, someone is always watching. Of course, someone is always looking, someone is always watching. We live in many different parts of many different dimensions. You know, there are a few different dimensions that we actually live in. The universe is absolutely remarkable. Our subconscious mind can stretch as far as anything, but we are only consciously using the certain amount of our brain. When we are sleeping, we use our whole brain, but it's the very powerful thing indeed. Our spirituality, our spirit guides, you know, our guardian angels, the universe, the God, you know, it's just all on our side. And most certainly this is just going to be the direct result of your own beautiful karmic stage, the actual Cartus stage that you're entering on the 17th of February. It's so good. You know what? It's all about you getting, number one, a new perspective. Number 2, at the same time, this is going to be very grounding and very rejuvenating time as well. Number 3, you will receive your blessings like there is no tomorrow, and this is exactly how this is going to be to feel. Number 4, you're about to get a strength which is on another hand going to pick you up in all those stages and areas where you just didn't want to pay attention to, what needed a little bit of your attention. So now the problem is going to become like, hello darling, I'll deal with you now. It's brilliant because this is all going to be direct result of your own power. It's very important because at the same time the certain movement is also going to become relevant on this date, after this date. It's a quite significant moment in time because you're going to be able to kind of like have a very high breach, very high reach, when you try to take something, when you try to do something, when you try to manifest something for any kind of new beginning or anything like that. This is going to be absolutely wonderful because the whole new passion is going to be born on this day. The reason why the new passion within you is going to be born on this day, which is a very important card to stage, it's because you are going to emerge in a completely different way. Through the ancient healing wisdom, you're actually going to become purified in a completely different way, and that in itself is going to bring a brand new promise, and it's going to make you very, very creative. It's so good, and it's also going to help you to reflect on the stage of the negativity in the past 9 months that you have actually felt. It's so good. My gorgeous Taurinis, the 17th of February, it's going to bring you, this is the bottom line, my babies, the 17th of February is going to bring you a hope, a faith, inspiration, okay? And this is going to come in the form of a brand new project, whether this is a direction, whether this is the new beginning, whether this is a school, whether this is a job, whether this is like some kind of a course. This is absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing moment in time, which is just going to make you feel very optimistic at the same time. Very, very optimistic at the same time. It is all about the pleasure. It is all about the happiness that you're going to feel at the same time. And it's all about you having like your own beautiful creativity on fire. Your creativity is going to be very enhanced. So what you like doing, it's going to be highlighted about you like there is no tomorrow. My gorgeous Taurinis, you can also take this into your you can take this into your favor as much as you can from the 17th of February until the end of that month. This time it's going to be golden. This time is going to be very important. I'm so delighted for you because even you just go along with this energy of growth, the energy of the flowers, the energy of the opening flowers, which is very beautiful. It's very strong and it's very significant, and it's pretty much so very similar to the actual full moon energy. This is going to enhance your energy like really beautifully. So if you want to start new things from then onwards, it's going to be absolutely brilliant because at the same time, this is just, you're going to go along with this particular energy. If you need a new school, new job, new direction, new idea, or anything daring that you want to do, and any new starts and new beginnings from the 17th onwards, it's just going to be absolutely brilliant to do. But most certainly the 17th is going to boil down to the new direction, to the new option, which is just going to lead to the opportunity of your absolute lifetime. What else I was going to say, my gorgeous Taurini, is that this month will be very important because there is a certain person that is going to be very special, which is also going to enter your life. The certain person who is going to be very important and very special and very significant part of your spiritual journey, indeed in many different ways, is about to enter your life as well. And this is going to be quite important. This is going to be quite significant indeed. Okay? My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and it's for actual February 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and it's for February 2020. Do you know, my babies, your number is actually going to be number 9. It is just all about your own self-illumination. It is all about your own knowledge. It is all about your own about your own essence. You know, your own essence is what you want to do, what you like doing. Don't forget, my gorgeous Taurinis, don't forget that we live this life like, and it goes like so quickly. We are just like a little passengers on this Mother Earth, indeed. And we're just like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, you know, how long we live, it depends, you know. But it's just basically, time goes like so quick as anything. It's very important to do what we want to do. Every single one of us is good for something individual. Every single one of us is good for something different. Every single one of us is good for something specific. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on this earth. This is your reminder, my gorgeous Taurinis. This is your reminder to actually just make sure you understand that this is all about your self-illumination. It is about your own rediscovery. It is about your own discovery. It is about new beginning, but also it's just very important that throughout this month you just listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your desire, and something is also going to come out, what wanted to come out of you in such a long time, and you knew it, you wanted like to change certain things about yourself, but it's just a thought that comes in and it's just like bye, goes. It comes in and then bye, it goes, you know. And that particular thought, it's not gonna become something like a solid little baby that is gonna come back, and it's just going to require the certain invocation, feeling and energy from you of the actual direction where the radiance, your own energy, your own radiance is just like kind of like turned towards this particular feeling and emotion, because there is a clear focus that you're going to have at the same time, and that is going to be a wake-up call that you're going to have, and you will know that it's time to actually move on and start changing things slowly. On another hand, what else I was going to say, number 9 is saying that you're actually going to have a really good and successful time. It's to do with material attainment. It's to do with a really beautiful moment in time when you're going to find yourself in an advanced way, and I like it because it's all about the actual victory, and the certain difficulties are also going to just a kind of start slowly going away, and it's just a certain option. It's going to become relevant to you and available to you as soon as the little difficulty that you had, a little problem that created like a lots of little issues, is just going to slowly come to an end, to a conclusion. And that in itself, it's also going to start a very, very important moment in time where you are going to make a very, very important, significant decision, and you're gonna feel very, oh wow, you're gonna feel very special when you make this decision, because you can only make this decision, you can only go towards this direction when you use your own essence of your own self, and when you are completely certain with yourself what you want to do, where you want to go. It is just all about this realization that at the same time it just increases your power and increases your energy, and it's because it's coming through your own spiritual awakening, through your own awareness, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. And that, my babies, it's all gonna boil down to the actual invitation and opportunity that you're actually going to have. And this is so good because it's about your advancement, and it's gonna be brilliant, and you will do something. The bottom line is, by the end of this month, you're gonna start some kind of opportunity. You will have this opportunity, this option that is already going to be right in front of you, and that is literally going to shape your life forever. That is going to shape your journey forever. It's something that was missing and something that you wanted to do. The certain part of you, it's about to return as well at the same time, but it's about the actual invitation and opportunity, which is absolutely brilliant. But it's to do with an advancement. It's something that is very appealing to you, and it's also like a bit of a challenging situation that you will have, but that doesn't matter, because this is your moment in time indeed. At the same time, the justice, you're also going to have an important moment in time when it comes to your own justice this week. Just watch this space, and at the same time, when you have a justice, you're also going to have a rather wonderful advice. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Taurinis, when it comes to your health, it is just so important to make sure that you are like kind of like a grounding yourself, because this is the highly important time when it comes to your own spirituality. So make sure that you ground yourself, make sure that you touch the ground every now and then, and this is going to help you with your own rejuvenation. Make sure that you spend some time in the nature, make sure that you hug the trees as well a little bit. Make sure that you are meditating, like you know, as much as you possibly can, by the water, by the lake, by the river. Water is absolutely fantastic and rather mind-blowing and rejuvenating when it comes to all these things. But also please make sure that you smudge your home, you know, dry sage, like at the beginning of this month you could do this. It would be fantastic, or at any given time, or at any given moment this month, if you can do your dry if you can go in your home, and then if you can like burn a dry sage and just do this in every single room, even if you're renting just one little room, you know, you can just do it in that room. It doesn't matter, as long as you do this kind of little adjustment when it comes to your own immediate environment, and that is actually going to help to get rid of the negative energy. So therefore this is going to reflect on you much nicer, because you're going to be very much so spiritually open throughout this month. So this is how you just kind of go on with this particular energy. But this is something that I highly recommend you, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. And also make sure that you're taking vitamin D, because you're going to need to take care of your bones. So it's a vitamin D, calcium and magnesium. These three things are just something that I highly recommend, either natural supplements, or either like if you can get a food which is going to be rich in these ingredients. And also spirulina, 1 dose of spirulina in the morning and 1 dose of spirulina throughout the month. It would be fantastic in the afternoon at around the lunchtime, because this is going to boost your energy levels. Organic spirulina from Hawaii is the one that I prefer. 1 dose in a tablet form would be 3 tablets, and 1 dose in a powder form would be 1 little teaspoon with a little bit of water or fruit juice in the morning, and then you repeat this in the lunchtime. On another hand, what else I was going to say, organic acerola cherry powder, it's also going to be brilliant for you to take every single morning throughout this month. I know it's a lot, I'm sorry, but it's going to be something which is going to help you to boost your vitamin C levels, and it's going to help you against cold and flu. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not, my gorgeous Taurinis. Okay, so now the very first date that I'm just going to, just a second, I will be back in a second. I'm going. You know how just walk away like every now and then, you know? I'm just checking what. My face in the mirror, my face in the mirror. Dum ba da ba bum 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 ba da dum. Michael Jackson, I love Michael Jackson. Anyway, so now basically, yeah, it's the 3rd of February. The 3rd of February, indeed. It's just like a basically, do you know what? You just need to kind of like, do you know what? We're just going to stop now. We're just going to finish this absolute nonsense. The 3rd of February. Stop. Finish. Nonsense. It's the stage of your life that is slowly coming to an end. You were torturing yourself. You just don't give credit to yourself. You're so amazing, people. You're very powerful, Taurus. This is the balance that you have. And sometimes you don't give a credit to yourself. So this is the time, the 3rd of February, when you're going to be like, I'm getting my own credit. And it's so good, because at the same time, there's a force, there is a power, there is a very good strength coming back here. And I'm so happy for you. It's about the unrealistic attitudes. It's about the unnecessary fantasy. It's about you blocking yourself from moving on. This is so good, because at the same time you will grow spiritually like a big mama, like there is no tomorrow. And this is also going to be the realization here that you need to kind of avoid certain person. You know, there is a certain person going to become the part of the scenario around you, and you will know that it's going to be the great moment in time to actually avoid this certain person. And at the same time, it's actually going to be rather good, because you're going to learn a certain lesson. On another hand, It's just so good, because also this day it's going to bring a brilliant motivation behind someone very successful. And I like it, because someone in your life, someone who you really like, someone who you really appreciate, is going to be quite rather successful, and you will like this because you love this person, someone in your life, and it's going to motivate you and inspire you in so many different ways, you know. And you just need to remember something, that you need to pay attention to what makes you feel good. On this day, on the 3rd of February, make sure you understand to pay attention to what makes you feel good indeed, because there is this certain beautiful peace, tranquility, the fruits of a labor are going to come through, and rest after strife, which will become very significant indeed. An important union is also going to start taking placey. Okay, what else I was going to say, like, I highly recommend you to get something like a tiger's eye. You see this gorgeous tiger's eye crystal. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And I highly recommend you to get this, because when we go through lots of changes, especially when it comes to work, when it comes to career, when it comes to planning, you know, this is a very good crystal for prosperity, but at the same time it brings you a balance, and it's going to protect you against evil eye. Very important to wear in February and March indeed. Okay, the link to buy this is in the description below, and by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. 15th of February is the second important day, my gorgeous Taurinis. It's the 15th of February. Now, I'm so happy for you, because this is like, ooh la la, my babies. It's all about the patience, harmony, and it's all about the patience. You know, this is all very, very sparkly time, very important time, very, very growth, very connected to all sorts of spiritual growth, power, promise, and creativity at the same time. It's just so important, and you will realize a certain capability. You will know how strong you are, and this is going to be very important to you. And this is going to boost your confidence in many different levels as well. But at the same time, you will know the certain adjustment that you need to make. You're going to completely aware of it, what this is. And that in itself is going to become an important moment in time when it comes to your own transformation. This day will be very good to just kind of like get rid of something that you don't no longer need. It's like a new moon energy, what I said before. On a new moon energy, you just kind of get rid of things that you no longer need, and you just like kind of let new space for the new fresh energy to come through, to come forward. Now you can do a couple of things, like you can karmically give something to someone on this particular day, and karmically this is going to be amazing because you're doing something good, but at the same time you're like kind of like working with this energy, which is just going to be very good for your own creativity throughout the month. So this is a highly transformational time that you're entering. And also very important to say that determination is going to be part of your own transformation. The more determined you are, the better transformation it's going to be. The more you do, the more you focus on, the more you're happy, the more you're excited, the more you're thinking, the more you're expanding your mind. This is the better it's actually going to be, the stronger determination is going to be. It is all about the initiative, strength, force, activity, power, success. It's just absolutely fantastic, and a very important moment in time when it comes to deep emotional feeling, love. Absolutely fantastic indeed, and some kind of new stage is just going to become very, very much so relevant here, because some kind of unfoldment of event is going to take place, which is going to work like a little domino, which is on another hand going to make you realize that a very important stage is about to start happening to you, that you thought that it's going to take much longer. The third important date is 27th of February. This is so good. A very important relationship is going to take place here. Very important person is going to take place here. Very important person is going to become the part of the scenario. And it's also at the same time going to really be very, very significant when it comes to the certain beginning, but also the certain harmony. That in itself is just going to kind of like it's going to make you think, and there is going to be a couple of conflicting influences that you are going to have here, but this is really important because that in itself, it's also going to be the part of your own rebirth, which is automatically going to make you think in a certain way, and that thinking in a certain way, it's also going to bring you a focus and create a certain vision when it comes to some kind of new starting point. But this is all relevant to this situation as the direct outcome from all this harmony, radiance, which is also going to lead towards you dealing with a certain problem and having a very important conclusion. On another hand, very good day, 27th of February, very important day, because you will know that the money and results of something very important to you is nearly due, my baby, something that you've been waiting for a while. Also, at the same time, I need you to be careful because there is a little bastard here. Little bastard, little snaky in a grassy. So be a little bit careful because there is somebody who love materialistic things, like a little bit too much over here. So be a little bit careful if it comes to some kind of negotiations on this day. If it comes to start signing something really important and things like that, just be a little bit careful, okay? But on another hand, this is really great because you are going to be very much so closer to a very significant stage of your life when it comes to your prosperity, well-being and luxury, and this is so good and also very wise. This day you're gonna be ridiculously wise on this particular day. By the time you go to bed, there is an important sound judgment that you're actually going to make, and this is really important and it's really wise, and it's coming from a very important and serene knowledge from you. It's to do with the common sense, of course, the certain penetration, education, hidden emotions, something that you wanted to do in such a long time, and this is going to be so enhanced part of you that is going to take place. It's to do with your own practicality, but also actually with a part of your life that made you feeling a little bit too frequently restrained. It's going to start changing after this moment in time. Very, very good indeed. I also highly suggest you to get this gorgeous black obsidian, the absolutely beautiful, something to protect yourself at the same time, something that is going to enhance your power, enhance your abilities, and at the same time it's going to keep you very, very grounded, because there are lots of energies that you will go through throughout February, even March as well. These 2 months are quite important, just as much as they are significant, in many different ways. But it's also, when it comes to the actual grounding and protection, black obsidian is something absolutely wonderful because it's going to motivate you at the same time, and it's a very good for conversation, but in between you and other people, and especially when you're making important decisions. This is something that I highly recommend because it's going to protect you, ground you, but it's also very important for the conversation flow. This black obsidian comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The very first part of the actual February is going to bring you the beautiful sense of security, power, and I like it because you're already going to find yourself on a very significant stage, and this is when the future planning is going to take place, and it's all about your own practicality and security, and I really, really like it. It's about the balance, the return of the balance, and also you will find yourself like, oh, thank you God, thank you Jesus. You're just going to find yourself absolutely happy because when you go to sleep, when you're resting, there are already certain problems that are going to drift away from you, and it's all going to start feeling so much lighter after this moment because you're beginning to have your own spiritual awakening, my gorgeous Taurinis, and this is going to take place at the beginning of the month. And it's also, when it comes to group of people, by the time we get to the second part of February, when it comes to the group of people, issues, people around you, people important to you, you're gonna need to make a decision, but you will be the integral part of making this decision. It needs to come from you. You have got a very high level of spirituality. Your power is going to be completely enhanced. There is a certain decision that you're going to need to make, and it's going to be golden, silver, beautiful, diamondy, however you call it, beautiful, important, spiritual, but it needs to come from you because you're having the heightened spiritual knowledge and power, which is what you're going to do. And most certainly creativity is going to be very important because the problem is going to come to an end. The synchronicity is going to come through, and it's absolutely brilliant moment in time because it's going to make you feel so much better. And also the second part of February is just all about the return of the creativity, and that creativity, it's also going to make you go places. You're going to find yourself being all out and about. You're going to be very, very active. You're going to be surrounded by lots of people here. You're going to meet quite a few important people, and it's very important to say that through you being very adventurous and very daring, you are going to act in a slightly different way when it comes to the certain worry, when it comes to the certain loss, okay? So you're going to act in a different way, and you are going to act in a way of being adventurous and daring, and that is going to bring an absolutely fantastic outcome. Otherwise it would have been disappointed, but now this is going to create a really beautiful movement when it comes to the actual swift change indeed, and especially a long time of your life that you were disappointed, and now this is just going to take a slightly different turn. On another hand, you will see that there is something by the time you get to the third part of February, absolutely mind-blowing. A spiritual leader, a guru, somebody who's very high up in your life is just going to come through somehow to you when you least expect it. It's maybe going to be the part of your dreams, maybe while you're meditating, maybe while you're grounding yourself, maybe while you're hugging the tree. Like somebody who's a spiritual leader in your life, it's going to come through to you through this beautiful dimension, and it's going to let you know that it's time to move on, and it's going to confirm something to you, my gorgeous Taurinis. Just keep your eyes open. This is going to be so good. Whoever is your spiritual guru is just going to come to you, and it's going to give you a little message, like in a sense of one word, and that is going to confirm something to you. Watch this space, my baby, watch this space, okay? And also, I'm so happy because the problem with a certain possession, something that you own, is just maybe there was a certain problem down on the line, something happened and things didn't unfold the way you wanted them to unfold. Big success when it comes to your own possession. Just remember this, and that in itself is going to bring you beautiful and generosity and balance, and it's going to help you to make a certain decision with a person who's rather toxic, and it's becoming a controlling figure in your life, and you don't want this anymore. A decision that you will make, it's going to test you, but it's also going to come from the highest level of your own spirituality, because you are going to have a control over situation like on a very, very significant level. What else I was going to say, a couple of things. One thing at the end of this month is going to bring a justice. I'm so happy for you. Happy because it's going to put a big smile on your face. So whether you're waiting for someone to make a decision for you, or whether you started a court proceedings, or whether you want to start something, whether you want to start your own procedure, at the end of this month, it's also going to be absolutely brilliant. But the bottom line is your justice is coming, and it's going to become a rather victorious moment in time for you. At the same time, you will get an absolutely mind-blowing advice, okay, which is going to seem like a tiny little baby advice, but it's just going to be like a really important advice which is going to change your life indeed. What else I was going to say, the greatest honor, and I'm so happy for you. You're reaching a really beautiful peak levels of your own achievements, and the end of February, it's going to reveal something so beautiful to you, so powerful. There's certain capability, and you're going to feel so happy with yourself. The greatest honor you will feel, but people will be honored to know you as a friend. People who you mean to a lot, and vice versa. You're all going to be happy with each other, and that is just going to feed you with this beautiful, lovely energy, and most certainly it's going to keep you going when you need it the most. Absolutely fantastic, my gorgeous Taurinis. I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm just going to say what is going to happen with those of you that are actually in relationship. Ooh la la! Your partner is going to need a little bit of lovey love, and you know, your partner will be going through something a little bit difficult. So I think it's to do with maybe like a family problems, family issues, and your partner is suffering in a little silence by themselves. But there is something that you see, there is something that your partner is going to be very like a negative about, and nothing that they can change, nothing brand new, but something is going to take place, is going to be highlighted in their life. So please try to do something really different. Try to surprise your partner. I always say this because new energy brings new feelings, new emotions, new dimension. Try to buy them something, or try to take them somewhere, surprise them. The element of the energy of surprise is also really good to break this energy through. But just to let you know that your partner is going to need a little bit of Valvomish moments this month. It's something to do with their own problems, something that they can't change. It's something to do with maybe some other people in their lives that is affecting them. But the best is to try to take them away, buy them a little surprise, try to make them a little bit happy, and then this is going to reflect on them quite nicely. Okay, and now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is going to happen to those of you Taurinis that are single and ready to mingle. It's an important moment in time. You know, this is going to be very significant months when it comes to you meeting people, when it comes to you being out and about, when it comes to you discovering yourself. But there is someone in particular that you are going to meet, someone very, very special. And that person that you are going to meet is just going to be directly responsible for an absolutely mind-blowing stage in your life, about a certain realization that you're going to get through, that you're going to realize something very important about yourself. This is more important than anything else, because this is a little information that is like kind of missing in your life. It's very strange to explain how exactly this is going to unfold, but all I can say to you, my gorgeous Taurin, is go out as much as you can, be as open-minded as you can, okay? Because there is someone very important that you are going to meet, not a lover, not like stranger in the night, but this particular person that you're going to meet is going to be directly responsible for the certain realization about yourself, and that realization is going to be the key aspect of you moving on, and that is exactly what is about to open the door for someone absolutely mind-blowing and very special to come through into your life. But it's not even going to be that long at all, my gorgeous Taurinis, at all. Okay, my gorgeous Tauruses, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you all so much, okay? I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you. Okay, my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.